some of that good chicory coffee, all the way from New Orleans. Good morning and welcome to Behind the Lens with yours truly. It's game day, yeah. Let's run down them, then we'll find us a topic and we'll get going. How about it? What the heck? I don't have a chair. I got everything loaded except the chair. But it's okay, kids, because the show must go on. Let's run down them. We're in round one playoffs 2021. Johnson County got the flu. Won't be able to take on Alcoa and Coach Rankin and them. Take a rest, and we'll see you next week, Coach Rankin, round two. Christian Brothers is going to travel all the way to Knox Catholic. Kids, that's Memphis through Nashville all the way into Knoxville. Long ride. If I make that ride, when I get off that bus, man, I'm going to be ready to play. I got a statement to make. Coffee County visits Riverdale. Interesting game, Coffee County. A lot better than a lot of people think. Let's see what happens in that one. Here's an interesting one. Stewart's Creek in Lebanon, and Stewart's Creek is traveling. When we think about Stewart's Creek in Lebanon, Chuck Gentry, you all, was the 4th seed years ago. He's the number 1 seed out of that region. Congratulations to Lebanon and the Blue Devils on the number 1 seed. Rockville, where we are this morning. Rockville will get on the road this morning. They're going to go down to 231, and they're going to take on Shovelville. And we'll see what happens in that big game. We're pulling for you, Coach Rice. Get them rockets. Come on, Coach Luker. Get the rocket fired up. Let's go. Gallatin will go over to Smyrna. An old-fashioned game. I always love those Gallatin-Smyrna games. I always like going up to Gallatin and film. No track, just an old-fashioned stadium. Saw Charles Arona do a lot of damage in Marcellus and Rod and Sonny. Saw some great games there. Dobbins Bennett visits Maryville. 55-19. We know our numbers, guys. We know our numbers, and 2 more weeks, we'll find out, then we'll start that week. All right. Baldwin County will visit Helena. That's an interesting game. Warren County versus Oakland, and on that Baldwin County, do y'all know where that is? That's down around Mobile. Ray Silvernail always talked about Baldwin County. And Warren County versus Oakland, and that's a Stork Vision game, and we'll drive that through NFHS. Let's get us a couple of topics. It's going to be a little difficult to work, but we're going to get through it. May just have to keep this a little handy here as I thumb through. I got some things I want to say. We're going to get this in. What to know about area football teams during the TSSAA state playoffs, Friday, November 5th, 2021. Coach Matt Williams is on the front. That's where Gallatin will be going down to the dog pound. And they got storylines and everything with Cecil. TSSAA announces finalists. Upton Belafont, Kicker of the Year. Jordan James, Class 6A. Giving. You know, this whole season has been about giving. Really, it has. And when you give, a lot of cool things happen. I probably had the best season I've ever had. But it's not like what you think. The schools, they have given. Man, have they given. All the principals have cooperated. Stork Vision's traveled around. We've been to Rockville right here. We've been over to Blackman. We've been to Riverdale. We went down to Helena. We went over to Stewart's Creek, and we went to Oakland. We had a wonderful time. Not 1 minute's trouble. The broadcast went off. Some of them, I think we had 2 that were a little shaky. I'll take that. But the rest of them seemed to roll really good. And it's going to get better because the message is Cradle Point. We're getting some new gear. We've got some commercial modems coming into play, and those modems are really going to help us out as we do our broadcast. And we're going to be picking up Cradle Point as one of our key sponsors, and we're going to help drive them because they make the data on the edge hold secure and get to its point of destination, and that's really important in doing what we're doing. So, but getting back to the topic of giving, that's what it's all been about. Judy, she had an operation, our camera operator had an operation on her knee. What was we supposed to do? Well, I didn't have to ask. People just kind of kicked in. They made their way and said, look, we're going to help you out, Stork. We're going to chip in, we're going to do what it takes, and the broadcast will go smooth. Spencer jumped in, Sam jumped in. We still got everything off, and everything kept going. That giving helps keep things rolling. And there's a lot of other people that give and help and make sure that that is going right. When you start thinking about the director of schools and Bill Spurlock and all he does, and then each one of the principals, each one of the football coaches, man, I demand a lot out of inside the headset. But when they give and that content, and I'm able to put it together and give it back to you, then it's a great week. The only problem is it just takes up a lot of time. So we're going to have to shift some things inside the headset, and I'll be talking to those coaches. We're probably going to try to shift that to a Sunday, and we move that to a Sunday and have a Sunday night show. We're going to try that. Then we'll roll on through the week, and we'll still have the broadcast on Friday in the 2022 season. We're going to try that and see what happens. Just some new things, some new ideas as we continue to grow. But the giving that you have done as a fan and as the supporters of Stork Vision has helped us grow, and we're in that growth stage, which makes it really nice for the company. And sometimes when I talked about in many lenses, sometimes you think you're growing and you don't see it. Well, we're growing. We're growing, and now you can see it. And so the focus is going to shift so that we focus on the little things so we can make the broadcast better. It's just going to be a lot better when we get into it, and you're going to see the results. I promise. We just got to get some things orientated out. The lens, it takes a lot of time. I got to be here on Friday, kids. And so when I give that piece to you, and I love giving the lens, it's just the only problem is it takes a lot of time because I got to be here on Friday. Somebody else sometimes gives back to me, and they have told me, and I had a really good call this week. And next year, that company told me point blank, Stork, because of what you gave, we're going to give back to you. And we want you involved in these projects. We want that energy, and we want all your focus and how you collaborate and how you get things done. That's really important to me because that's what makes the sugar. So, we've just got to do this. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to say, out of all the years I've done this, and here we are, and I'm going to put the lens, and the lens ain't going away. Lens ain't going away. But the giving you have give and everything you have done has been able to put me in a better position because I've been given too. And, I was thinking as I was riding out here, I've been involved in this since 1998 when I first came to the state of Tennessee. I've been involved in football. In some way, form, or fashion, I've been given since 98. And it's all been a build-up to this point. And we're right here. And so what do you do with it? Since 1998, kids, well, you just got to keep changing and keep growing and keep figuring out what is the best position for us to give you that content and keep doing what we do best. And that is, go out on Friday night, call a game, and try to provide a little bit of entertainment around the kids. That's all we're trying to do, and to have a little fun. And I can't thank you enough because everything you have done, and that's everybody. I don't want to leave nobody out. Let me make sure I got everybody in here. Yeah. The cool thing is everybody gave, and when everybody gives, and you get that effort, you're going to see it in your team. Now, sometimes when I talk about topic 2, that reward, and we're tying them together, and then we're going to get out of here. When I start thinking about the reward, sometimes when you give, you kids expect the reward to appear immediately, okay? Sometimes it's not going to work that way. I didn't have that much work this time last year. I got a little bit, and I gave a lot of energy and a lot of focus. I did some things wrong, and I did a lot of things right. Because guess what? That work and that focus and that effort, the reward is, it comes a year later that guess what, Stork? 2022, you're going to be busy. We already got your name slotted for a bunch of projects. So sometimes, in January, I wasn't told that I'll be busy in 2022. I had to go out and make that happen in February, March, April, so on and so forth. You're going to have to sometimes realize that reward and that prize you're looking for and that quick payoff, it's going to take some time. 98 kids, 98, some of you weren't even born that'll be on the field. Everybody that was on the field tonight wasn't even born. So think about that. Think about what you're doing. Think about the time you're going to have to put into certain things. Some of your football seasons ended last Friday. Some of you were seniors and you'll never play high school. You won't play high school football. It's over. But if you're a junior, a sophomore, or a freshman, you've got some time. And you need to think about what you're going to give between now and next season. And don't tell us about it. Don't tell us about it. Because as Coach Ab says, you know what he always says? If you start running around and saying, I'm lifting weights and all that, we won't have to. Don't tell us. We'll see it in the fall. Okay? We'll say, man, he must have been lifting weights. But if we see you on your back, we'll say, he must not have been lifting weights. He must have been messing around. All right? So, giving and reward. We've had the best time in the world, haven't we? Tonight, we're going to go out. I'm going to give you a broadcast. That's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to put the lens next season on the shelf. I can't thank you enough. Now, we're just going to play it by ear. I'm not saying how long. I just know that, buddy, this company that's going to get me involved, they've already told me, get your running shoes on, get your jersey on. It's going to be rough. And we're going to ride you like a mule. And that's great. That's what I want to happen. Because I love it like that. Because the faster, the harder, the better I perform. All right? So kids, God bless. Take care. I am so sorry I did not have a chair this morning. But I wasn't going to let that drown our time. We've got time. And I want to spend it with you. And I'm sorry that I'm going to have to put this little puppy on the shelf for a year. But we're going to try it. We're going to shift some things. And if some things that people, Stork, you missed, we'll just have to deal with it. And we will deal with it. We'll approach it. And we'll take care of it. All right? So God bless. Take care. If I see you at the game tonight, give me a shout. And thanks again to everybody who's given so much this year. The reward that I'm getting is unbelievable. And if you see me at the game, give me a shout. God bless. Take care. My man who truly delivers, that's me, the Stork. Bring Tom out. Kids, you know where this hat came from? Hyatt Regency, Lexington, when I was parking cars. Used to think the Third Reich was coming when you pulled up to the front circle for me to get your luggage out. To check in, take you right over at that gold desk, book you right in a room. Kids, I'll see you tonight.